Hey friends and neighbors, Joe Musso coming at you here, and I want to welcome you into my home for the first of 7 videos I'm calling A Clear Vision of Easter. And it is my hope, and with your permission, as we head into this Easter season in the middle of Corona, that these videos will be a little extra special blessing and even add a little extra special meaning to your Easter season. Now, the first thing you need to know is that when we celebrate Easter as Christians, what is it we're celebrating? We're celebrating the gospel of Jesus Christ. And when people hear the term gospel, they might think to themselves, well, that's just for church people. Or they might think to themselves, well, that's just for bad people. And the truth is, it's for everybody. You can be a person who's gone to church for 90 years, and the gospel still has to be applied to your life. You can be a person who has no interest in church or has never gone to church, and the gospel is available for you. Now, I thought I'd take this first video as to explain why I decided to do this video series. And the reason, quite simply, is this: love. As a Christian, I believe the most loving thing that I can do for anybody, for my community, is to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. And you might say, well, why is that the most loving thing anybody can do? Well, I have 2 reasons for that. And the first one is this: as we sit here in the middle of Corona, I want you to imagine that by some miracle, I came up with the cure for Corona. And I took that cure and I hid that cure and kept it just to myself. Is that a loving thing to do? Absolutely not. No one would say that's a loving thing to do. In fact, they would say it's a selfish thing to do. But if I took that cure and I gave that cure freely for everybody to take part in, well, that would be loving. Well, we as Christians, what we believe is everyone is born with a sort of spiritual cancer that we call sin, and that sin leads to death. And we have what we believe is the cure for that sin, and that is the gospel of Jesus Christ. So in a loving way, we want to share that gospel with people so that they can avoid death. Now, that leads me to the second reason why it's the most loving thing to do. Because when we die here on earth, every one of us as Christians believe that we will all stand before God and have to give an account for our lives. And in that moment, He'll either allow you into heaven or He will cast you into hell. And that's a scary thought. The gospel, if I was to use a metaphor, is kind of like the ticket that gets you into heaven. And if we take that ticket and we hold that ticket and we hoard that ticket to ourselves and don't share that, is that loving of us? Absolutely not. In fact, what we should be doing is sharing the ticket and giving other people a chance to get the ticket so they themselves can avoid hell. That would be the loving thing to do. So, when a Christian sits down with you and just says, I want to talk to you about the gospel of Jesus Christ, or they start sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, they're not hating you. They're actually loving you very, very much. They're not judging you. They're loving you. And so I hope you see that when people take the time to share about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And as I wrap up this first video, I wanted to leave with one thought by a guy by the name of C.S. Lewis. And this is just paraphrase what he said. And I hope it's something that hooks you into the videos that are to come. C.S. Lewis, he once said something to the effect of, if Christianity is false, it's of no matter, it's of no consequence, it doesn't mean anything, and you can go about your life and you can do whatever because it's all meaningless. But then he finished that quote by saying, if it is real, if it is true, then there's nothing more important. Why? Because eternity hangs in the balance with the decisions you make regarding Christianity and the gospel. Eternity hangs in the balance with the decisions you make. So I hope you tune in for the rest of the videos. I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you richly.